Okay, so going into to coffee being the winner, what do you think people's problem is with her being the winner? Do you think
I'm not sure, but I will say this: no matter where people are ranked or who wins, a lot of times there are other people that have an issue with it for whatever reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not in the room during the debate, but they may have their own points that they want to make. And so that may frustrate people. I don't think people are like as pissed off as, like, you know, people are making it seem. Like, I'm hearing like the words, like, just certain terms are being used, and it's like, I think people are just a little frustrated. They have their own points that they want to make. And I also feel like, and shout out to everybody who is critiquing and sending in, just any type of advice that they have for the panel. I feel like people have their critiques of the panel and how things should be ran as well. So that's just another thing. And that's okay. Everybody has, their opinion on things, and everybody has their own mind and their own thoughts on how things should run, and how things should look. So I definitely take everything, and I take a look at everything. Last year I asked for advice from a lot of the women, or just asked their opinion on the entire process in general, and most of the women gave me honest feedback that was it was constructive criticism. It wasn't a diss. It wasn't, and they may have been frustrated with certain things, but they were able to express to me how they actually felt and what they felt like should be a little different.
so? Do you guys feel like you guys addressed last year's problems on what you guys did this year?
I feel like every year there's going to be, whether it's the same problem or a new problem, every year there's going to be an issue. You can't make everybody happy when you're ranking people in a list of 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. You're not always going to make everyone happy. So I feel like even if we listen to what everyone said, there's always going to be somebody on the flip side that feels otherwise.
Now, you don't have to tell me, but I'm just gonna ask you anyways. I'm just gonna ask you, who was your Woty winner?
Honestly, I had Vixen winning again.
Wow.
Vixen had, like, I mean, when I look at her list of battles and the fact that she had some wins, she had some debatables, and debatables are really important when you're comparing to other people. But I will say, like, just the way the debates went and things like that, it happens. I wanted, one of the people that I definitely wanted to make sure was on the list was Chrissy. I had Chrissy on the list, on my list, my personal list. So I wanted to make sure that she was on the list, and she wound up getting on the list. Like, eventually she got on the list. Like, you know what I mean? At first it was like, no, she's not on here. People, had their points, and that's fine. But and I was outnumbered in my argument, but eventually people came around and we discussed her body of work and what she's done, and it made sense to say, you know what, she needs to be here. You know what I mean? So
So the biggest take that I've received from the culture is E Hart didn't make the list. What what's up with that?
I mean, I feel like there's a few people that didn't make the list that people are saying like should have made the list. And I do get it, but if you look at our list, it's pretty solid. There are, if you were to maybe move some things around, and who would you remove? What is my question? Like, who would you remove for E Hart from that top 10 list?
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. I completely understand now. I never question anybody from the panel because I know pretty much every single member and they do great work. So I'm never gonna question anything when it comes to that. So going to the numbers, so you had 70 less than 75 contributors, 120 donors, and 40 supporters who did not vote. With those numbers that I just put out, do you feel like there's a lack of support when it comes to Wody? Did you have this problem
There
last
is.
year?
Well, I mean, I will say this. last year the numbers weren't really brought up, but I think this year, because the women had such a great year and there was a lot more going on, that obviously you expect better. You personally have seen me in Twitter Spaces every day. I'm dropping a Woty flyer. I'm doing my commercial. I'm telling people go donate. Retweeting every day. Doing my due diligence to make sure that the promotion is done right. Jay Black has also did his videos for Woty, and things like that. So it's like I did as much as I feel like I could for promotions. But I mean, things happen, right? If I feel like if people don't feel interested, they don't feel interested, and that's okay. Um, it's a little unfortunate that people become more interested after the fact and not beforehand. That's it.
Okay, all right. Um, is there anything that we can do to fix that for next year to get those numbers up?
I mean, here's the thing: is difficult because with the men, I mean, let's just call it what it is. They're kind of top dogs in this game, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So they're going to get the most attention. They have more events, things like that. I also feel like there are a lot of people who are not as tuned in to female battle rap. So it's a little more difficult for them to be able to even gauge or judge. Like, you know what I mean? They may see some of the main events and things like that, but they're not seeing everything to be able to really understand and break down everything all the time. So next year, I mean, I don't really want to spoil anything. I mean, I feel like there are some things that could be implemented. However, will they be successful is the question. You know what I mean? Like, will people actually do their due diligence as fans and, go and donate and fill out the surveys and things like that?
So I know from you, you're not the type of person to hold back on anything. When that happened, when the winner was announced and all this criticism was going everywhere, you held your composure. You were calm, cool, collective. Um,
I mean, what am I supposed to do? The thing with it is, right, even though like I know people are going to be in an uproar afterwards. I know it. So it just comes with the territory. So I mean, at this point in time, what can you do? I mean, I'm going to congratulate everyone who made the list. I'm going to congratulate the winner, the number one person. I'm going to congratulate everyone that's been on the panel and did all their due diligence. I mean, these women came with books and binders and, you know, um, postcard. I mean, all kinds. It was just like it's a man. I'm talking about all kinds of work that these women have did over the year, over the last few months, and then the week leading up to, to make sure that all their ducks were aligned. So, again, I'm in a celebratory mood. It's just like it's a wonderful experience. Everything went smoothly. We got to a winner, and coffee's the winner.
yeah, I mean it ain't easy being part of a panel. Because we
It's not.
do
It's not.
it's a lot of work. You got to do a lot of homework behind it, and I think a lot of people don't respect that, and I think they do not understand that. One thing I gotta say when it comes to female battle rap, because you're part of the voting process. Also, when we do the NBS Power Rankings for the females they don't battle that much, like
Right. Right. And
and
I mean, the ones who do, they may get overlooked. And it's unfortunate because I've seen these women do promo and I've seen these women, they're doing their due diligence, it's like, but where's the love? I feel like the women are just being overlooked. It's just a man's game.
so really quick. Um, I'm pretty sure you've gone over this plenty of times. For the people that don't know, what were the main criterias when it comes to Woty? Because it's completely different from the champion of the year.
Well, what we went off of was based on the year prior, which was two battles. You had to have two battles in order to qualify. So Jazz not making a list. I know there were some people saying like, Jazz won a lot of awards,
Hmm.
but she did not make the list. Me personally, I feel like bringing it down to just one battle, it kind of makes it kind of makes things a little unfair in a sense because you can have one crazy battle and you can just win. You know what I mean? I feel like there has to be some level of competition in a sense. You know what I mean? So the two battles is for me is absolutely fine. Um, but that and then obviously we have our um just our criteria as far as like impact and judging off of our different criteria that way. So that's another thing. We have the voting system where we take a count, we hold up our cards, and the women at the panel we all take a vote when we're at the point of a disagreement where it's just not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's that but besides that, I mean, it's you got to have for the criteria to actually make it and be eligible for the list. It was two battles. So yeah, shout out to everybody who made the list.
So after the winner was announced, were you surprised by the criticism that you guys received?
No,
Oh, really? Oh,
I
so
mean it
so you
comes with
guys
the territory.
expected that criticism?
It comes with the territory. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I kind of woke up the next day and like, just kind of laughed about it like or no, yeah, I woke up the next day and just kind of laughed about it afterwards. Like this is, is it comes with it like it's one of those things where, you know, obviously you're doing something that is positive, is pushing things, is creating conversation. But backlash is a part of that. Everything is not going to be all,
Well,
sunshines and flowers. You know what I mean? So it's
well,
just a part of the game.
well, I learned a lot of things from you. One thing that you told me was you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, yeah.
um, so I'm not gonna name the individuals, but certain individuals said, "Hey, we don't want to be, in the conversation on this list." What will you do next year if that situation happens again?
Next year, I'm not sure what I will do. What I will say is, it's unfortunate that there's, just some confusion about it, and um hopefully whatever is implemented next year is okay with everyone, like all of the battle rappers, whether we request them to let us know whether or not they want to be eligible or whether we just make everyone eligible because it gets to a point where you don't want to have the back and forth with the people, but at the same time, again, you can't make everyone happy. So whatever is implemented for next year, I hope everyone is just like okay with it in a sense, like they kind of let it grow on them. Pause.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they should be recognized even though they don't want to be in the conversation because they put in the work, so I think they deserve the recognition or a debate for it to be part of that list. One last thing before I let you go. Now, after everything has happened, have you been in contact with the rest of the panel members?
Yes, I've been in contact with the ladies. Shout out to all of them. Everyone is. I feel like we all are just like overjoyed right now in a sense, like especially the ladies who were on for the first year. It's just like another year down. It was a success. Everyone had fun. Um, Philly is of course a lot of fun. A lot of people, the views are always good and stuff like that. The food is amazing. But yeah, I feel like everyone, they're just really happy right now. So we're all just enjoying the process. We understood what was going to happen afterwards. Shout out to the newest two panel members. Sarah been around. I'm sure, Tata with her being over there at LTBR, they briefed her prior to. So, I feel like everybody knew what the objective was. We executed and we knew what was going to come afterwards. And we're just we're just excited that we were able to come together and make this happen.
Definitely. Shout out to you and the rest of the panel members.
Thank you.
You guys held it down individually, on the show, and including right after the show against the fans that had a problem and issue with it. So you guys held your ground, and didn't you guys stand by what you guys said, and I definitely respected that. And
Thank
um,
you. Can I ask you a question? What did you think about the two new panel members?
the two new I thought Tai Tai was the right choice and pick. I didn't see Sarah Connor coming at all. I
Mhm.
know I've known her from the grind time days, and she knows what she's talking about. She cares for the culture. So it was definitely the right picks. But there was a few individuals where I thought was like, hey, she's not on the panel. What's going on?
Who would you like to see on the panel?
I thought Jade should have been on the panel.
Okay.
Because when I look at the females in media, there's a few that really stands out to me.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, the girls that's on the panel, or the ladies that's on the panel, I think Jade. Some people mentioned Boss Chick Rain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think shit, I could see new nails on there.
Okay.
And so I mean, I think that would be very heavy to have them on there. And
Okay. I
one
know it's
thing,
one person that I definitely wanted to see up there that nobody mentions, but I'm gonna save it because I would like it
wow.
to be a shocker if that person ever agree one day to be on a panel. Yeah.
And she's in battle rap media.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not
I
saying
I
nothing.
I think I know who it is.
You don't. I promise you don't. You would never guess it. No one ever says it. So it's one of those things. Yeah, yeah. And it's a heavy hitter too. Like it's a heavy hitter. And when
Wow.
I'm talking about like debating and getting into that debate mode and having a fact straight and watching everything and being, just fully committed and into what's going on in female battle rap on a day-to-day basis, yeah. This would have been a heavy hitter. Yeah. You're not gonna guess it though, I promise you.
Wow. I'm gonna text you after the show. Hopefully
I'm not
I'm
gonna
right.
tell you either. I'm not gonna tell you then either. So yeah.
But shout out to you though, man. Definitely welcome to come on anytime.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on. With that being said, I'm not gonna hold you up that much. I'm gonna let you give your shout outs, and we're gonna wrap things up.
I just want to shout out everybody on the panel. Hurricane Dew, salute to Duminati TV, CC and Tata, Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, Wayne Truth over there at RBE, getting busy with the Brick by Brick series and the one S K's and all of that. Shout out to Lola Dope, New Era Podcast. She has her cousins line coming out. Y'all make sure y'all support the cousins. Shout out
Mm.
to the god Sarah Connor. She is the godmother. Yeah, shout out to Jay Black for just even having me in this pause in this situation right now. Like this is definitely phenomenal. Shout out to Jay Black. Shout out to Anwar, my partner in crime forever. Shout out to the rest of the champion team, Dree, Mark. Um, and shout out to you for having me on. Shout out to all the fans, everybody who watched Woty of the Year. Shout out to everybody who donated. And yeah, we out of here.
Yeah, and shout out to you. Definitely respect everything that you do for the culture and female battle rap. So definitely a huge shout out to you, and shout out to everybody that was part of the Bodie panel. Shout out to the whole champion team, Jay Black, and everybody that continues supports the culture of battle rap. But with that being said, it's time to wrap things up. That's Reda. I'm Keo. And we'll see you guys next time.